A group of high school student detectives are investigating a series of unsolved killings.
Today, students from Elizabethton High School presented their research on what is known as the Redhead murders. Over the last semester, the students have studied several cold cases spanning the South. The cases all have several things connecting them, including the victim's hair color. Students created a profile of the suspected killer and named him the Bible Belt Strangler.
The fact that they were unknown and they didn't have a family made a lot of the kids feel like they needed somebody to advocate for them.
5 of the 6 of the women are Jane Does. Law enforcement are impressed with the efforts and they believe the publicity will help generate tips in the case.